Well, we are extremely pleased to be with you here today, dear one. And we are happy to chat with you about your question. So where would you like to begin?
By thanking you and thanking the alchemists for this wonderful opportunity. This issue is something I've been working on for quite a while, but definitely more intensely the last few months. And I'm part of the 5-day cleanse, the poop group, as you named us, and we all seem to be going pretty deeply with this, and it's been a wonderful opportunity. So I want to thank you for that. And
Yes.
I think I want to talk about my deepest desires. My deepest desire to heal myself and to love myself. Mm-hmm. Through this cleanse, I really intended to. I set my intention to make peace with my body and make peace with my food and make peace with myself. I want to nurture myself and listen to my body and heal and accept rather than shame and blame, like I learned to do. I want to love myself exactly as I am. I want to feel my worth and my joy and my strength, and I want to feel my divine perfection. I get close to these things. I have these amazing revelations, and then again I can go into the stuckness, into the pain. I want to learn how to love myself when I don't know how to love myself. And I want to learn to love myself when I'm overshadowed with the pain or the lack or the fear or the stuckness. And I think it's a very universal question for so many. I want to know how I simply love myself, how I accept my body and love my body and simply love myself through it all.
Excellent question, dear one. You are asking a question for so many. And we are tuning in here to loving yourself through it all. To how does one love yourself through all of the landmines of the emotional fields that you walk through?
Mm-hmm.
So what we want you to get is that the landmines of those emotional fields are an illusion that have been a part of your human experience. And when we say that, we do not want to in any way invalidate the impact and the power and the reality of those feelings of self-doubt, self-criticism, anger, and all the ways that you beat yourselves up. We get that those emotions are very real for you. And as we say this, we want you to just take a breath in here. Because all of that is changing. All of that is changing, and we know that you are feeling this as we say it, because the illusion of that field, of all of those landmines of hard emotions is starting to disappear as the veil is thinning, and as you are beginning to experience yourself as your true self, as your raw, authentic, true self, which is love, which is love, which is love. So, just taking a breath here. We want you to just begin to visualize that war zone that you feel at times, that you felt more heavily in the past, but that is still somewhat present for you. We want you to imagine that war zone that has manifested in human history and in your present experience here on Earth. That war zone that gets fought out in battles and bombs and grenades and all of that. All of the intensity that's happening on your planet right now is coming to a head as this field is being lifted, And as we say this, you and all of you who are listening in and all of those light workers out there, all of you who are awakening to who you really are clearing these battlefields from within yourself. And as you do, the world around you is going to start changing. You are the ones who are changing the world. You are the ones who are changing the world by doing this work. And we love every bit of your question, and we love how you posed it and the words that you chose. Because in the beginning you said, I just want to feel peace. I just want to feel peace with my body, with myself. And so many of you have a war going on inside of contrasting emotions, of knowing that you're love and feeling more of the love that you are, but yet still getting caught up in all the reasons that you have to not love yourself. All the reasons that you have to not love yourself. And there are a million reasons why that humans come up with, not us, not source energy. There are so many reasons that so many of you focus upon to not love yourselves, excuses. And and in that same place are all kinds of reasons to hate your enemies, to not like this culture or these people or this race, or to have judgment and criticism that happens on the outside. Judging externally is all a result of the intensity of the internal judgment and criticism that goes on. So the weapons are coming down, dear one. The weapons are coming down. And there are just fewer and fewer excuses for you to feel bad about yourself, because there are just more and more reasons for you to love yourself. There are more and more reasons for you to love yourself. And as we say this, we know that you're getting it. We know that you're starting to see those reasons. We know that you're starting to see it in other people, that you're starting to realize that even though you may have been on a bit of a rough run, and even though you may have had a hard time loving yourself in the past, now the weight of the world is shifting. The consciousness of the planet is shifting extensively. And the weight of the world is shifting to love. It's shifting to love. It's shifting to love, and more reasons to be kind, to be gentle, to release drama, to go within and take care of oneself. Just breathing in there. What comes up for you as we are saying this? Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's there's such a contrast for me with the love and the pain. The love is so great, and I've always had this amazing love inside. I've had a hard time directing it toward myself, but have always felt such an amazing love. At the same time, the contrast is so painful. I mean, it feels like I'm dying. It just feels like I'm dying. And I know there's a reason for that, but I want to learn to be able to make peace with that too.
So well said, dear one. And what we will say is, there is a part of you that's dying. There is a part of you that's dying. And what we want you to get is, it's the part of you that is done. The part of you that is that was created through third dimensional constructs. There literally is a part of you dying. And so the part of you that loves is getting greater and greater, and that's who you are. So when you feel that expansive love, when you feel that immensity of love, that is you experiencing more and more and more of your truth, of the truth of who you are. And so in contrast, the pain feels bigger, because your frequencies are getting higher and higher and higher. And the love that you are is becoming more and more of your natural state. So the pain that you're feeling is actually becoming more of an unnatural state, and that's why it's getting more uncomfortable, and it's why it's getting more obvious, and why the discomfort is there is because it's ready to be released. It's ready to be loved. It's ready to be transmuted. It's ready to be transformed and released into the past, into the old dimension of where you were. Because as you awaken and as you experience yourself as the high frequency being that you are, the love-based being that you are, that battlefield just falls away. You just don't want to be in war with yourself anymore. You don't want to be battling the pain. You would rather step off of the battlefield and set down all the weapons than and that's it right there. Is the pain that you're feeling comes from resisting the love that is there. So
Mm.
underneath the anger is love.
Mhm.
But so when you dive into the anger, when you allow yourself to feel anger, pain, sadness, wanting to die, you have to allow yourself to experience that death, knowing that love meets you on the other side.
Mm.
Love meets you on the other side of pain when you allow yourself to not resist the pain. When you're resisting pain, you're actually resisting loving yourself. When you're pushing against those feelings, you're actually pushing against yourself, because it is you that is experiencing the pain and you are pushing against you.
Mhm.
And so there's so much beauty in this. Are you
Mhm.
seeing the beauty in this?
Oh, absolutely. I'm feeling it in every cell of my body. And in fact, the way you describe it is the way that I describe it to other people when they go through their grieving process or anger or whatever pain that they deal with. I have a higher concept of this, but when it applies to myself, there's still that, I guess it would be the resistance, because when I'm in the middle of the pain, I think, um, well, if there is a piece of me dying, it's the piece that needs to die and that I want to die. And if this is what I want, why is the dying process so difficult? If these are the things that I have strived to have fall away, so that I can become my fuller self.
Excellent. So you can make the dying process as easy or as difficult as you want to. So there are some people who have long, drawn out, slow deaths. And there are some people who go to sleep and that's it. They're out. so 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 you know that there are millions of ways to die, to leave your physical body. And there are so many ways that you can experience that energetic death of the parts of you that really are no longer who you're becoming. They are not in your future. They're in your past, because your energy, your frequency has amplified so much that your future is love-based, and the parts of you that have been stuck in cycles of old emotions are now ready to be integrated and loved and transformed and released. So, so, so you can make it as easy as you want to make it. So you can make the pain, you can move that pain through you as quickly as you want to move it through you. Or, so basically, the more you resist the emotions that you are in, the more you try to get out of them without being in them, the longer the process is, the rougher the roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the more you embrace, the more you soften, the more the more you get that that the love that you are is about to burst forth if you just soften and relax and not resist and feel and allow it to move through you, the quicker that process is going to go.
Mm. Yeah, it's been a long process. It's been a long process. Something in me really, really just fights and resists, and I don't know why. It's been my greatest intention to heal my body and to become my fullest self for the longest time. So is there something stuck somewhere that I don't know about or that I need to recognize so that I can more easily release?
So what we want you to release is the feeling that something is stuck in you.
Oh. Okay, I feel that. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Nothing is stuck in you, dear one. There's no more struggling against. You have done so much work, dear one, and we want you to let go of the energy field of stuckness. We want you to just let go of the holding on to feeling like there's something stuck because it's the belief that something is inherently wrong with you. And nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is inherently wrong with you. Nothing is needing to be fixed. You are a fluid being in a fluid process, and your processing is going to quicken. It's already starting to quicken, and there's nothing stuck in you. There's nothing stuck. There's no blocks or bumps. You are a liquid love being. Now, even as we speak, everything's speeding up in you, and the collective planetary energy is right there on your side, and you are awakening on high speed, dear one. You're feeling that, yes?
Yes. Yes, I sure am.
Yes. There's nothing stuck. There's nothing wrong. There's just more love to feel. There's just more of your own love to feel. There's just more of your own love to feel. There's just more of your own love to feel. And you are a lover, dear one. You are a lover. And we want to speak to what you said earlier of how easy it is for you to love others.
Mm-hmm.
And how much love you flow outward, and the difficulty of feeling that towards yourself. And we're just going to tell you what happened to our channel last night, dear Ina, who went to have a float in a sensory deprivation tank, where you're floating in maybe a foot of water that's filled with an immense amount of salt, so that your body floats like a cork, and there's no sound and there's no light, and it's a wonderful way to let go of all the stimulation outside of you, and to drop into a highly connected state of consciousness. And while Ina has gone floating many times, last night, as she was enjoying the absolute deliciousness of pure silence, all of a sudden she heard a thumping, a rhythmic thumping, and she was wondering, where is that thumping coming from? And then she realized it was her heartbeat thumping into her ears. And she broke open, realizing how much love is in her heart, the immensity of love that she feels for so many, the immensity of love that flows from her to so many. And then she asked herself, what would it feel like to be loved by me? What would it feel like to be loved by this heart that is so big? And she allowed herself to let it in. She allowed herself to let her own love in, to feel herself being loved by her own heartbeat, by her own heart, by her own love. And immediately her heart started pounding faster, speeding up as it was responding to her receiving the love that it's been trying to give her all along. So that's a powerful way to feel your heartbeat, to hear your heartbeat, to put your fingers over your ears so you can hear your own heartbeat and allow yourself to receive that love that you know how easily you give to so many, and how much they love receiving it. How beautiful it is to receive your love, and just allow yourself to be the receiver of your own love.
That is so beautiful. It's really beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, that is.
So your heartbeat is a continual rhythm that is calling you home to love. Your heartbeat, your heart is beating in your chest, calling you home, calling you home, calling you home, wanting you to receive the love that it is continually emitting.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Excellent.
So profound for me, and most likely for everyone. I can't imagine anything more profound than that. And more healing and more freeing. That's the divine perfection I've been looking for so long.
Excellent.
Thank
That's why you're so welcome, dear one. It's why we chose your question, is you were the one who was meant to bring it through. So we have immense appreciation for you, dear one, and for the immensity of your beautiful heart.
Thank you.
We hope you can handle feeling your own love, because it's big. You might have to clean up after yourself. It's so big.
I'll gladly do that.
Excellent.
Oh.
Much better than a battlefield.
My
cleaning
goodness,
up the love mess. Yes.
I'd already forgotten about the battlefield. Yes, cleaning up the love mess. I will gladly take that. What a relief.
Excellent. Yes.
What a relief.
Yes. And with that, dear one, there is so much love here for you, and we look forward to chatting again soon.